Hello, everyone, and welcome to Webinar Wednesday. I'm Arlen Robinson here from OmniStar Affiliate Software, and I'm joined by Vida Arminiete. And I hope I said your name correctly. I meant to get the correct pronunciation on that. Hopefully, I didn't butcher that too bad, Vida.
That's good, Harlan. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. And before we get started, we're going to anybody that's in here, if you want to respond in either the questions tab or in the chat, just I'm always curious as to where everybody is in the world. So if you can let us know what city you're in, what country or state you're in, that'll be awesome. I am logged in here, just to let you know, I am logged in here from Orlando, Florida, sunny Orlando, where it's 80 degrees exactly and sunny. So hopefully the rest of you guys are enjoying some weather that's not too bad. But we'll try to spread some sunshine your way through this webinar, and we know it's going to be a benefit to you guys. So yeah, I do see a few people coming in here. We've got somebody from Chicago, Philly, San Diego, looks
Nice,
like
nice.
UK. And awesome. Another part of Illinois, rainy Illinois. Oh, I guess they mean it's raining in Illinois. I'm originally from Chicago, so I know that is this time of year. Okay, great, great. Awesome.
Yeah, and
Who
I
is
see some
next?
UK guys are here as well, right?
Yes, that is true. And
Nice
Vita,
Europe as well.
right? Vita, why don't you tell everyone where you're logged in from?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm here at Vilnius, Lithuania, so where Omnisend's R&D office is based. So really glad to see some guys from UK as well, where our headquarters are based. So really
Okay.
glad to see that.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And yeah, we'll just wait another couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Let's see. Okay, well, a few other people come in here. We've got somebody in from California, another person from the UK. I see Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, this is exciting. And, we're getting ready to be in a busy time of year, especially for e-commerce businesses. We're just about to approach the holiday season here. In the US, the Black Friday is always a big deal here. So I know businesses are starting to ramp up for that. So, if you don't have your things in order for your Black Friday promotions, definitely now is the time. So we're just about a little over a month away from Black Friday and the holiday season, where things kind of get tend to get a little bit crazy. But you
Yeah, I
know,
think we are, in fact, Arlen, we are on a very good timing here because for sure, before this busy period, it's really very important to have all things in place. So I hope that we will be able to give some almost last minute tips and tricks, but I think they will be very helpful here.
yes, yes, definitely. And yeah, so I think we're just about ready to get started. Let me just make sure we've gotten the recording in place here. Looks like everything is good to go. And based on everybody's responses, it looks like everyone can hear me. Is our audio coming in through clearly? If anybody can just chime in there into the chat or the questions, if they can hear me and Vita,
Yeah,
okay, that would be great. You can just
here
somebody
and
can chime.
probably, yeah, if guys can also see the shared screen, which is already shared, so that would be also very helpful just to understand.
Yeah, if you can just let us know, if everyone can let us know if you can see our screen and hear our audio, okay.
Yeah, seems like it's working.
Okay, yep, somebody said yes, so that's a good
Yeah.
sign. All right, great. Well, Vita, I will go ahead and take the back seat while you go ahead and get started with this great webinar.
Good, good. Thank you, Arlen. So, hello, guys. Really excited to be today with you and share our expertise on and tips and tricks on omnichannel marketing automation. So, yeah, in fact, I think that really this busy period that is coming, with all Black Friday and Cyber Monday period, that is something very important for all the e-commerce marketers. And that's also the moment when you really need to review and see if everything is in place. And I'm sure that we're going to have some really good advice here from myself and from Arlen as well, what you can still yeah, figure out and do until this busy period. So hopefully you're gonna find this interesting and useful. And yeah, let's jump in then to my topic, and after my topic, you'll hear Arlen's one. Good. So today I'm gonna talk about omnichannel marketing automation and basically how to leverage that and how to leverage your customer journey for generating more revenue. And in fact, omnichannel marketing automation might sound a lot like a buzzword today, because we can hear a lot of about that. But when it comes really to how to properly implement, then that's something when we really start to struggle. So today my goal is to really show you step by step, stage by stage, how you can add more channels to your marketing strategy and how to do that in a smart and proper way. So yeah, let's jump in, and hopefully this is going to be useful for you guys. If you're going to have any questions, so feel free to add those into like questions side, and yeah, most probably we're going to go through those after both presentations. So yeah, but don't hesitate and ask the questions. Those are like really important. Good. So yeah, that's probably something that is very much well known for you. So that's a usual e-commerce funnel that we all who are working in e-commerce industry know by heart. So for sure, we are always striving for making that first conversion, the first purchase. And this is how we are basically planning all our activities in marketing to drive more sales and to drive more revenue. But what we know about the usual e-commerce funnel is the fact that only about 2 to 4% of the e-commerce funnel basically ends with a conversion, and that depends on the channel that the traffic comes from. And what does that mean? That means that a lot, like 96 or even more percent of your customers, potential customers, they just leave your online store without doing any kind of action. And that also means that we spend a lot of money while acquiring that traffic, bringing that traffic to your website. But then when that doesn't end with the conversion, with the initial purchase, that means that we are losing a lot of money, and a lot of leaving a lot of money on the table basically. So if we are really focusing only this e-commerce funnel, which is basically focused on the initial first purchase, that means that we are not thinking about the long-term goal. And while not thinking about long-term goal, that means that we are again really much not appreciating the repeat buyers. And here's the moment where customer journey comes in. And here at Omnisend, we really believe in customer journey, and we believe that all e-commerce marketers, they should be working with their customers and potential customers while thinking about the different stages where your customers are and how you should be working with them, what message and what kind of channels you need to use in order to move them from one stage to another. And in this way, the ultimate goal is to really have as many as possible repeat buyers that would make our business thrive and that would make our business successful. Because probably we all know that acquiring new customers is way more expensive than really keeping the current one, the one that already made a first initial purchase. So here is our goal, to really make as many repeat buyers as possible. And today I'm going to tell you how to do that and how to really work with your customers using different channels at every stage of your customer journey. So let's dig in, and let's start with the initial step of our customer journey, and let's meet Andrew. So let's say that Andrew is a visitor in the initial stage, the one that we brought through Facebook or Instagram as the usual case in e-commerce area. So Andrew is visiting our website, browsing some kind of um, product, some kind of categories, just browsing around. And what we also know, and that's the usual case, the thing that we already identified, that only 4% or even less of those website visitors really ends up with a conversion. And what does that mean? That means that the rest just leave us. So we really need to make sure that when we manage to bring traffic to the website, we are making everything what's possible that if the visitor is not buying from us, at least what we can get their email or some other identifiers and information to communicate and work with them in the later stages of their customer journey. So here we can definitely use different kind of sign-up forms that helps us to capture the email address of those potential future customers. And here I really want to emphasize the importance and the variety of sign-up forms that we have, because I think that there is this myth in the market that if we use sign-up forms, that means that we are bombarding our visitors with different messages, and that's something that visitors are not very much into. But in fact, if we do that in a smart way, which means that we will be showing those pop-up forms or other sign-up forms when it's relevant, for example, on an exit, or for example, when someone browses some specific number of pages or spends some specific time on your website, which shows that they are way more engaged, then those sign-up forms might be really something that works really well, especially when you give a bit of a incentive in them and you say that if you're gonna subscribe to the newsletter, you'll get some discount, for example, or maybe you'll get some free delivery or something like that. Incentivizing those things that might really help to increase the conversion to the subscription. So yeah, so using the sign-up forms, this gives us an opportunity to finally, from the unknown visitor, the one that we had on the website, make an already known visitor or a subscriber, the one that we have email address or phone number. And here, I also want to emphasize that asking more information than just email, that pays off. That pays off, especially when you really want to use that in the later communication. So for example, here, knowing not only email, but asking also for phone number, this gives us an opportunity to communicate with Andrew, not only using email, but also using text messages, which we know that are working in a very efficient way and very effective way. So yeah, always think what information you are asking and at what moment you are asking for that information. And this might really help you to get better results in the first initial stage of their customer journey. So after visitors, we are moving to another stage, which is a subscriber. So when we already know the email address of our potential new customer, the first thing that we need to do, the most important one, is definitely welcoming them. And for that, we can use emails and automated emails, one or a sequence of those, and welcome them with a more brand story, explaining who we are, giving some more background information, and also don't forget that that's also a very good opportunity and occasion where we can give a little bit of incentive to try to convince them to make the first purchase when we already have their email address. And our numbers show that, in fact, welcome emails, those have like a really good order rate when we add some extra incentives, and even, yeah, 2.24% of order rate, which is the second one after well-known cart recoveries, cart abandonments, which are working so well in the e-commerce industry. So yeah, welcome emails, that's something as a must, I would say, for all e-commerce businesses, the ones that are collecting emails and are working properly with their customers and potential customers. But what we also know, and what our numbers show, that only 17% read at least one email in 3 months. What does that mean? That means that we have a huge potential of our audience that is not reading emails, and that might be a very usual case, because email is just one channel, and now we have so many of them that our customers are using, and they might prefer some other ones. So here we really need to be very careful, and we need to think what other channels might be relevant for our visitors and for our customers, potential customers, that could help them to get more engaged with our brand. So for example, in this case, in this welcome series, we could use not only email, but we could also send a text message, especially if, for example, we have a more expensive product that allows us to use more expensive channels, because for sure for the text message you have to pay extra. But if that helps us to bring to the purchase, why not use that in a proper and in a smart way? Moving forward, what also is possible when we already have an email address is Google is an opportunity to sync those emails from our subscribers list, sync them with Google Customer Match or Facebook Custom Audience. And what does that mean? That means that we will be able to use this information and to show a very targeted communication message on different kind of channels that we use. So we might use, when we know that we are targeting our new subscribers, we might show them more information about our brand. We might introduce them to our new products maybe, or we might even use the same discount that we used in the welcome email. We might show that in the ads on Facebook or other channels. And what's even more, and why these Google customer matches and Facebook custom audience syncs are really very useful ones, because it doesn't only mean that we can expand the channels that we are using for the ads, like, because Google customer match, for example, opens us not only Google ads, but also YouTube as a channel, or Gmail. And same things goes with Facebook custom audience, because we can show them on the Instagram as well. But this also gives us an opportunity to create lookalike audiences. And what does that mean? That means that we then, when we know that we have created a lookalike audience from already our subscribers list, this means that those should be really way more engaged customers than our usual ones. And this should bring us way better traffic to our website, and way more engaged traffic to our website. So again, benefiting from what we already have and using that to get better results in the acquisition as well. Okay, moving forward from the subscriber stage, we are getting to the shopper one. So that's the stage where we already know that the customers, potential customers, they are interested into our products, and they are getting back to our website. They are browsing again. They are maybe looking into some categories, some products, and they are even adding some items to their carts. But again, that's a very, very usual case that we have in e-commerce, that yeah, those carts are just abandoned, and that might happen for different kind of reasons. But we have measures to deal with that, and the cart abandonment is for sure one of the most effective ways to really deal with your indecisive customers and bring them back to your website, and bring them back to the purchase, basically to make the purchase. And here we have 2.35% of order rate, which is the highest among all the automations that we have. So it's really showing that grasping your potential customers at the very right time might really bring you good results. So hope that, yeah, everyone already who are doing e-commerce business already had those carts, abandoned cart emails in place. But here again, email is just one thing. What we should be doing and what we should be thinking is how we can use other channels that might help us to make and to convince our potential customers to make that purchase faster. So in this case, you can see the situation where we sent an email after the cart is abandoned. But then what we also do, if we see that they are not converting and they are not buying, we are also sending a push notification expecting that they are still browsing on the website, or we can even change those two channels channels and firstly send a push notification and then an email, because with a push notification, we can grasp the attention way faster. And if we see that those two channels are not working and they are not bringing back the customer, we might even send a text message, which will be really something that our customer will see very fast in their phones. And this might really bring a very good urgency here. So really thinking about different channels and how we can leverage that. And here I want to share another very precise example already of one of our customers. How are they dealing with this stage of customer journey, with the shoppers? So here we have a case of a browse abandonment, when people are leaving not only the cart, but they are leaving the category of your products. So with Rolf Primo, we had a case where they noticed that a lot of people are browsing their triathlon bikes category, and they were not pushing they were not going to even adding them to the cart. So what they did, they set up automated email campaign for this specific category of triathlon bikes, and they spin that with a message that maybe they needed more information or they needed some extra help there to decide what kind of triathlon bike they needed. But they were very precise, talking about not anything else, because they have plenty of different types, but they were really very precise talking about the specific category of that, because they saw that from the browsing behavior. And what they had, for sure, they had way better open rates and way better click rates compared to just regular campaigns, because the information that they sent was way more relevant for the audience, because it was tailored for something that they were interested in. And another very important thing here is that they not only sent emails, but they were also doing a retargeting for this specific category, because they had this information, they had this data that the audience is interested into that. So they use that to tailor the ads messaging as well, and showing only this specific category products to bring better results. Okay, let's move on. And now we are in this buyer stage, which is like really that first buy, which is something that we all really are striving for. And here we have probably the first thing we need to do, and we are all doing just probably in a bit different ways. It's an order confirmation email. And always say that probably this is the only email that your customers are really expecting from you, or some other notifications as well. But like order confirmation is really the one that your customers are like really expecting to get. And we need to use that, and we need to leverage this situation, because this gives us really good open rates, and this really gives us a really good moment of an interest of our potential customers, future potential customers. So what we have here, so an example of another customer, PS Seasoning and Spices, and they are sending an order confirmation just immediately after an order is made. But what they also do, they add an extra discount for another order, and they are doing that in order to encourage repeat purchases. And this really works. This really works because as we know, we have way better open rates and way better opportunity to spread our message here. And when we add some extra discounts, we see that the click rate is also increasing. So really using this very important moment to get more engagement on your future sales. That's something very much important here. And again, don't forget that email is just one thing, but as our audience and our customers now are using different kind of channels and they prefer different kind of channels, there are those other opportunities where you can use, for example, Messenger to spread this information and to give this information that the order is in place and everything is fine. or we can use web push notifications here as well, and we could combine those with emails, which brings us to really, again, good opportunity. We can send a very brief information that everything is fine with your order, and you will find more information in email, for example, where you might include some discount code or some other incentive for some other extra purchases. And another very much expected message from you to your customers is definitely shipping information. So here is the moment when, again, we can send that information through text messages, because that's something that is read within 5 minutes. So it really gives a very good readability. And this is the moment where we also can think how we can incentivize and how we can really try to encourage some extra sales here, giving some maybe discount codes or some other incentives. So really think smart at this situation, because these are all the moments when our customers are very much engaged with us, and they can really move to some other extra activities. Okay, so after this first purchase and first time buyers, our goal is definitely to move them to a repeat buyer stage, because I think we're all gonna agree that really moving working with first time buyers, that's one thing, but if we manage to convince to come back to our store and make those extra new purchases, and make our buyers a repeat ones, like loyal ones, this is where all the business really comes in, because we don't need to then push too much on the acquisition, and we can work with our current customer base already. So here we have different techniques, and I'm going to share a few of them. So the first one, and very usual one as well, is like cross-selling. And here of course, we need to take into account what kind of products we are selling and if that makes sense. But I believe that we can definitely use this technique for quite quite a common case, and we can definitely think of different kind of scenarios. So for example, if, well, the most usual one, if you are selling something with a clothing and the customer bought some t-shirt or something like that, you can try to convince them to buy some extra pieces of clothes that match together. But we have also some more interesting use cases here. And for example, customer reactivation, which is very important one. And here I want to share an example of a cake store, one of our customers as well. So they are doing different kind of cakes, and that's definitely not something very usual for the e-commerce business. And when they were sending just regular email campaigns, they noticed that they are not just working well. They're not working well, and they're not bringing good results. And then they realized that basically cake is not something that you are buying that often. So you need to think carefully what is the right moment to remind for your customers that they need the cake. And then they set it up a customer reactivation campaign, automated one, which is sent 340 days after an order is placed. And what does that mean? That means that we really identify the moment that probably you need a cake once per year, or once every year, because these are usually birthdays or some other anniversaries that you are celebrating, and you need a cake for that. So when they did that, that was really the moment when their results changed a lot, and they had not only like better open and click rates, but most importantly, they had way better conversion rates. So 32 times better conversion rate compared to the regular campaigns, and even more, they had 10% higher order amount compared to regular campaigns, which is also a very good result here. Yeah, so just to finalize all these different kind of stages of our customer journey. So here's just a brief recap how you can really combine different channels for different kind of occasions, and make most of that, because really sending only emails is just one thing, but sending and combining different kind of channels under one flow, or really think about one channel that might make most sense, that's something. when you can really benefit the most. And just to finalize, I want to give enough attention and emphasis on why this omnichannel is like really, really important, and why we believe that this is not just the future, but it's already here. It's already here, and that's already something that we need to use. So just to make sure that we are on the same page here and we understand how does that work. So before moving forward, it's just really very much important to understand that to do all of this automation and to really properly identify at which stage your customers are, you firstly need a lot of data to collect. So that's the data about your purchase behavior, about the browsing behavior, what your visitors are doing, what your potential customers are doing on your website. That's also something related with your campaign behavior, how they are interacting with the emails that you send, are they engaging or no? And then having all that information, that's really something when we already can work on that. We can identify at which stage your potential customer is and what we need to do to try to convince them to move to another stage. And only then the channels comes in, because that's the really important thing here. Because usually when people think about omnichannel, they say, yeah, so I'm doing omnichannel because I'm sending emails. Then I'm also sending them text messages when that makes sense. And I'm also sending messenger communication. But if you are doing that, all of that separately, not under one flow, that means that you are just bombarding your audience with messages at one time, not thinking carefully what is relevant for them. So let's just take this example of the flow where we know that your potential customer viewed some specific product. So then when we know that this is a trigger of viewed product, we firstly what we do, we send them an email. If we see that that email hasn't worked, we send them a push notification. As an extra thing, we might also add a messenger or SMS as the last channel to be used. But we do all of that thinking about one specific trigger and one specific goal we want to reach, and we are tailoring the message depending on the activity and on the behavior. So really this brings us to the fact that we are being way more relevant, because we are always thinking about our customer first and where they are and how they are behaving with us, how they are acting with us, and only then we are choosing the channels that are bringing us way better results. And talking about the results, so we did the research here of our key accounts, the ones that are using more than free channels. And what we found out that those that are using those free or more channels, they have 90% higher conversion rate, and the most important thing, that they have really higher engagement and purchase rate, which shows that when you are combining those channels in a proper way, when you are doing that in a smart way, but not bombarding your customers with plenty of different messages from different kind of channels, that really pays off and that really works. So yeah, I hope that was useful. If yeah, I'm gonna have a look if you had any kind of questions here. But if you are more interested in how to really leverage those different channels in a proper way, how to do that and how to combine those channels for best results, we have a special omnichannel guide prepared that you can find on our website. So go and search for it. You'll also need to find some sign-up forms there. So that's again something that we are using as well. And hopefully this will be useful for you guys. So thank you for the attention, and I'll just make a quick sneak peek here that some extra benefits are waiting for you at the end of the webinar. But I'll now give the word to Arlen so that he could move forward with his own presentation as well.
Okay, great. Thank you, Vita. We appreciate that presentation. Very powerful information, and it's super timely as well.
Good. I'm on
Yeah,
time.
yes, no problem. And yeah, the omni-channel marketing automation is where it needs to be these days, because as we all know, there's so many channels out there, and not everyone is going to be on a certain channel. So you have to be diverse in your marketing efforts.
Exactly.
And so, yeah,
Exactly.
that's one of the things that I think rings true. All right, well, without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and flip over to my screen here and get going with my portion on referral marketing and go ahead and continue to add value to everyone. So bear with me
Mhm.
here while I pick up the screen here.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. All right, can everyone see my screen? Okay. Okay, great. Somebody's chimed in there. All right. That sounds awesome and great. Well, let's see here. One second. Okay, so of course, this presentation has all been really under the category of how to 10x your business revenue, and that's through omnichannel marketing automation, which Vita just talked about, and my portion is going to be about um, how to 10x your business revenue through referral marketing, and that's kind of my bread and butter. Now, let me flip over here. Okay, so before I get into it, just a little bit of overview on what I'm going to be discussing, and is that's going to be about referral marketing. I'm going to define referral marketing, show you how to implement a referral marketing strategy for your business, and I'm also going to show you examples of successful referral marketing campaigns from other companies that have been successful with it. And a little bit about myself. I'm always ready for battle. That's me and my fencing get up when I'm not holding things down here at OmniStar Affiliate Software. You can find me on a local fencing strip here in the Orlando area. I have been fencing for the past, I want to say 6, 7 years now, but it's really just for fun. I'm not that competitive, at least at this point. It's just a great sport, great exercise, and eventually I'll get to the point where I get in more into some competitions, but that's awesome. It's an awesome sport. So be sure to catch it in the Olympics next year, 2020. It's definitely a big category. I'm also, of course, as I mentioned, I'm the co-founder and the VP of Business Development here at OmniStar. And a little bit about us. OmniStar is a referral program software solution. We've been providing web solutions for businesses since 1999, and we've provided solutions to over 16,000 customers worldwide in our about 20 years in existence. So it's been quite a journey. We've learned a lot. We've helped a lot of businesses, and we're continuing to do that today. So here's what you're going to learn by hanging around, and I'd like to thank you for hanging with us thus far, everyone that's here in the webinar. You're going to learn about what is referral marketing, why the referral marketing channel is worth implementing, the referred customer value, creating your referral offer, to show you some
Arlen?
examples of some. Yes.
So, sorry, Arlen, but I think that we cannot, you are not moving forward with the slides. And I see that the guys, yeah, the screen is kind of frozen or something like that. So you're not,
Oh,
your
really?
slides
Okay.
are not moving. Can you, yeah,
Oh,
try to
oh,
do
okay.
that?
Oh, okay. No problem. Thank you. What slide do
Thank
you
you.
see?
Just the title one.
Oh, okay. Strange. Hold on one second. Let me check my sharing. Okay, hold on one second. Yeah, for some reason it seems to be paused. Alrighty. Let's try this again. Okay. How
Mm-hmm.
about now?
Yeah, you should, yeah, it should work, I guess.
Okay, yeah, for some reason it's showing paused. Okay, yeah, for whatever reason, the full screen mode is showing paused here. Bear with me here.
Now it's fine, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Can you see it okay now?
Yeah, now everything is fine.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I don't know. It's a go to
Perfect.
webinar glitch.
Let's move
All
on.
right.
Good.
Thank you. I appreciate for chiming in there, Vita. Yes. So just so you guys know, I was going through what you're going to be learning today for hanging around. Today, you're going to learn a little bit about what is referral marketing, why the referral marketing channel is worth implementing. You'll learn about the referred customer value, creating your referral offer, examples of successful referral marketing programs, how to find influencers for your brand, how to provide multiple sharing options, as well as refining the end user's experience and overall the benefits of referral marketing. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Now, you want to make sure that you stay around to the very end. Not only is Vita going to go through a special offer, but I'm going to give you an incredible offer, which is a couple cool things. You're going to get an incredible 20% monthly discount on the OmniStar affiliate software. Now, this is only for new customers. You can't be an existing customer, only for new customers, plus a special bonus gift that I'm going to tell you about at the end. And then at the very close, we're going to have a Q&A session. So if you have any questions about my portion or about Vita's portion, please put those questions in the questions box or the chat window, and we'll address them at the very end. Now, this problem exists amongst many businesses. I know this has existed between our business, OmniStar, and it probably exists amongst every business because there's really always a struggle to find affordable and effective marketing strategies. You know, you're always trying to maximize your return on investment. But at the same time, looking for these strategies and focusing on marketing, you still need to grow your business. You need to grow fast, but at the same time, you need more time to do all of this, and you need to keep attracting new customers. So it really is a constant juggling act. The solution that we've really uncovered through our experience with this kind of, I guess you could say, niche in the market is your customers really are typically an untapped marketing channel. Most of you listeners and most people out there, most business owners don't really fully maximize the potential of their actual customers. Now, if you look at this picture here, where it depicts approximately 7 or so people, they're like waiting in line somewhere on mobile devices. Most of them are probably communicating on some type of social network, maybe email, and you know, they're connected. They're connected to the world. They're connected to people that are connected with them. Now, most people on average, if you have a Facebook account, Twitter, Instagram, are going to have on average 200 to 300 connections per platform. But that's going to vary. But that is what is typical. And if you do the math and just kind of quickly do the multiplication here, if you're looking at just a snapshot of 7 average consumers, you see where I'm going with it. I mean, that adds up really, really very quickly. We're talking about thousands, and we're approaching tens of thousands, really, just with this average snapshot of customers. And these connections are solid connections that most people have, because typically your social connections are made up of your friends, your family members, your colleagues, and people that maybe you've done business with before, people that you have some, pretty strong level of engagement with. So these customers that you have will actually represent a very strong marketing opportunity for your business, where they can become advocates of your brand and really spread the word. So what is referral marketing? Well, referral marketing is, simply put, is really spreading the word about a product or service for a business to their existing customer base, rather than traditional advertising. These days, most people are accustomed to just shying away from the typical types of advertising. I know if you're like me, I never watch commercials on TV. Everything that I watch is on demand, or if I do see some type of ad, and I'm forced to watch it for whatever reason, I'm going to mute it. I'm going to flip up my laptop. I'm going to do something and then come back to it. And that's typical. And like a lot of other people, as far as radio advertising is concerned, I don't listen to FM radio. I have satellite radio through Sirius XM. So even though there's some talk channels that do have ads, the majority of the music stations, or just about all of the music stations, there's no ads. So I'm accustomed to that. And that's how most people are. So because of all of these changes and the shifts in the market, you have to make a shift in your business and reach people another way. That's why word of mouth marketing is very important. It really is providing your existing customer base with, and referral marketing is really providing your existing customer base with resources in which they can use to promote your businesses. And to differentiate what the difference between referral marketing and affiliate marketing is simple, because like we get this question all the time. What's an affiliate? What's a referral marketing? What's affiliate marketing versus referral marketing? Well, it's quite simple. A referral marketing program is when you're, of course, engaging your customer base, people that have purchased your products or services. You're engaging them to refer people that they know to your business for some type of incentive, a commission, a a dollar amount, or whatever it is. You're having them, promote you for it in exchange for that type of reward. An affiliate program is when you're looking for outside people. You're getting outside people to promote your brand, outside affiliates, to people that they don't know, people that are in their ecosystem or their sphere of influence. And these are people that they, like I said, typically don't have any engagement with. And so that's really the difference. But they're, of course, in both cases, they're doing it for some incentive. They're doing it for some product gift, commission, or what have you, some reward. So why referral marketing? Why is it so important? Well, first of all, this might not be the best picture of somebody pondering about why referral marketing, because if you look closely at the background of this picture, you'll see there's some type of winding staircase, I think. So obviously she's in some type of mansion somewhere, and I really doubt she's pondering about why referral marketing. But anyway, I just noticed that when I pulled this picture. But in any case, referral marketing is super important because people that purchase are always looking for product and service validation from people that they know, and also through ratings. So referrals and ratings. I mean, I know if you're like me, that's the first thing I look at when I'm looking on an e-commerce site. If I'm looking, let's say, on Amazon, or I'm looking at any other site that has reviews, if it's individual product reviews, that's the first thing I'm going to. I'm saying, okay, is this a 5-star rating? How many 5 stars are there? I kind of do kind of an average on the 5 and 4 stars and say, okay, if that equals at least 80%, we've got at least a B. We've got at least a B. So that seems pretty good. That's usually the formula that I use. So I know a lot of people do that. And I also, if I'm looking to purchase something, I'm always asking the opinions of people I know, because I don't want to waste a lot of time. I hate buying stuff and then it doesn't work out. You got to send it back and go through that whole process. So I'd rather make a solid purchase based on a recommendation or based on some solid reviews. Now, studies do show that trust actually does, trust in advertising actually does increase when it comes from a friend, because people that are friends with others, when they're getting referred to a particular brand, that alleviates a lot of the due diligence that person may have to do on their own. So they're going to really trust the opinion of their friend, and not have to go through all of that research, the due diligence, and all that it takes to make a decision on a specific cost. And the bottom line is it's very cost effective. You typically do not have to pay your referral advocates or your affiliates, your brand advocates. You don't pay them any upfront fees. You simply pay them a commission for each of the referred sales. Now, the stats, if you're still not convinced that this is something you should do, the stats, I think, speak a lot louder than anything that I can say. So if you look at this initial stat, which shows that 92% of consumers trust recommendations from their friends and family over all other forms of advertising. Now, that's a huge stat. That's 92% of this pie, and that source is from Nielsen. So as you see, it's not just me saying this, the statistics really show it. Also, 64% of marketers agree that word of mouth marketing is the most effective form of marketing. And, marketers, people that are involved in marketing or e-commerce marketing, are definitely echoing the same sentiment that I have and that our stats are speaking to. 65% of new business also typically comes from referrals. Now, this is a surprising fact, and I talk to business owners all the time, and one of the things that I always tell them is that even if you don't take my word for it, you don't launch your own referral program, believe it or not, the majority of your business is really just coming from referrals. You may not be monetizing it via a referral program. You may not be empowering your customers to do it, but they're going to do it anyway. They're going to do it through the social platforms. They're going to do it through various levels of ways that they can engage with people that they know. So you might as well launch a referral program, because word of mouth marketing is really what's driving a lot of sales today. And the final stat here is people are typically 4 times more likely to buy when they're recommended by a friend. Like I said earlier, it really alleviates a lot of the pain of having to go through and do all of that research yourself, where you can just trust that your friend, already did all of that, has already had a positive experience, and is going to, make a solid recommendation for you. So that is what is what is going on now. Let's see here. And so now that brings me to the customer value. So this is a really interesting picture here. And I do have a confession. If most of you probably can realize this, this is a picture of people standing in line outside of a Apple store. And I have a confession that when the first iPhone came out, I was one of these people. I was out in line waiting to get that first iPhone. Believe it or not, I fell for the hype, and I went ahead and took the plunge. And I don't know how long I waited, but I did wait quite a long time to get that first iPhone. So I do admit it. But one of the things that this picture depicts, not only is that these people really want to get that iPhone, but it depicts the amount of loyalty that they have to the brand. And that is what is actually conveyed here. How I first learned about Apple was actually from a referral. A guy that I grew up with and went to school with, elementary school, junior high, high school. He was an Apple fan and advocate, true and true. I mean, all the way from the very beginning. I mean, I'm talking pre-iPhone, pre-iPad, pre pre anything. I mean, but this is when they just had their initial computers out there, the initial Macs. And he was a huge advocate then, and he would always talk so highly of the devices. And at the time, I think I was at the position where I was a kid. My parents were not buying a Mac computer; they couldn't afford it. So I just kind of observed from afar. But as time moved on, and as Apple started to enter different spaces, of course, with their iPhone and with iTunes and everything, I decided to investigate a little bit further. And I took the recommendation of my friend, picked his brain a little bit, and I took the plunge. And one of the things that the stats do show is that referral marketing does generate customers who have a higher lifetime value and are more loyal, and are going to really overall contribute to higher margins per year than any other customer that you have. So, you look at these loyal customers, most likely, most of these people were referred by people that they know. Now, Apple is in a position where they don't necessarily have to have a formalized referral program. They do plenty of business. They're one of the largest companies in the world. But, if they did want to leverage it by creating some type of referral program, they could quite easily do it. All right. And with regards to creating your referral program, one of the first things that you need to do is think about creating a structured program. So when I say structured program, you first need to define your goals, create a solid promotion strategy, and then measure in real time your results and optimize overall for success. So in order to achieve these goals and to do all of this, you have to provide your brand advocates the ability to decide what they want to promote. If you have various levels of offers, make it flexible enough so that they are not locked in to one particular strategy. Another thing that's really big these days with regards to thinking about the structure of your program, you want to make sure whatever affiliate or referral program system that you're using, you have elements that can prevent against fraud, because unfortunately, fraud is a big thing these days, and you do not want people taking advantage of your system. And just like anything, just like any marketing activity, you do have to totally understand and immediately understand your customers' behavior and monitor the program performance. Because just because you go one direction with it doesn't mean you can't pivot. So, that's always a good rule of thumb, regardless of what type of marketing effort that you're going into. The initial step, once you've got solid structure in place, you've outlined your goals, and you've kind of isolated who you want to identify for to be your brand advocates in your customer base, you need to create a compelling offer. The bottom line is people aren't going to promote anything unless it's going to be worth their while. So you've got to think about what it is that you can offer people, whether it's a percentage of an order total, whether it's a fixed amount of money, whether it's maybe a gift item or even discounts on future purchases. So you got to think about all that. Secondly, you need to think about what are your competitors offering. These days, a lot of companies have their own referral programs. And of course, you're probably going to have some competitors. So you got to see what they're doing. Can you one up them? Is there something that you can offer your customer base that your competitors aren't offering in the referral program? So that's something that's very important. And then you also want to be able to you need to create a balanced offer structure for both customers and their friends. And so you want to make sure that both sides of it are fair. So if you have your customers that are advocates of your brand, sending people your way and that are offering people some type of discount, then you need to make sure that that discount is even where the referring advocates are going to get some type of equivalent commission. So if they're going to be offering people a 10% discount, then on the other side of it, they should be able to get a 10% commission. So it needs to be fair and balanced. And then over time, you need to test and then optimize your offers. You may start off with maybe 15% commission, but you may notice that it's not really doing too well. You're not attracting a lot of attention. There's no activity. There's not a lot of affiliates sending people your way or customers pointing people, to your products or services. So you may need to go up on that. So it's just a matter of trying things, seeing what sticks, and really staying in touch with and engaging these advocates and seeing what they're going to be interested in and what would excite them. Now, promoting the referral program, once you get it out there, is of course very important. It's like that age-old saying, if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? Yeah, it makes a sound, but if there's nobody there to hear it, then is it really affecting anyone? So the same thing goes with your referral program. Yeah, you can go ahead and create a referral program, have all of the perks, all the bells and whistles, and have all of the greatest incentives for your advocates, but if you don't get it out there, then it's not doing anyone any good. So you want to first be sure to reach out to your customer base through your email list. Now I know Vita talked a lot about that and the various touch points via email. So you definitely want to do that. Let them know that you've got a referral program, what their incentives are, and just spread the word. You can also inform people through your social networks, through all of the connections that you have on the social accounts that you have. Definitely announce your referral program because you're going to have a different set of people across the various social networks. So you want to get maximum exposure. You should also announce your referral program on your order confirmation pages and your order emails. Vita talked about those are emails that people are always looking for. Those are people that, believe it or not, have some of the highest open rates. And I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in some future slides to tell you how you can maximize that. But that's definitely something important as well, and you should think about doing. You can also notify people about your referral program on your site using pop-ups, maybe some exit intent pop-ups, some standard pop-ups, or offering, where you can offer some type of maybe even a discount or just a gift for just joining a referral program. Because the bottom line is you're trying to get as many people into the program and being active as possible with it. Now, the promotions whatever promotions that you do across any of these channels, the bottom line is you need to make sure that they are clean and they have a clear call to action. What do people have to do? Whether they just have to opt in, do they have to fill out a formal sign-up form? Is there an approval process? Whatever it is, it needs to be clear so that there's really no confusion there. Now, here's some examples of some great referral programs that have been launched over the years. At the top left, we have, let's see, this is Airbnb. And as you see, pretty simple little graphic there, tells you that you can earn up to $100 in travel credit if you refer people. All you do is click the button, you refer people. The Uber one also on the right, that's through the Uber app. They've got a referral program. Make it super easy. You can earn $10 in Uber credits. So it's really clear. They, as you see, they have the sharing options available, the Facebook, the Twitter, text, email. Super simple, all within the app. It's pretty clear and easy to access. AT&T actually also had a refer a friend offer where you could earn up to $575 a year for referring people to various services. They see what you can get. You can get a $25 promotional gift card. So really clean, really easy to see. And then here at the bottom right is Direct TV, where you can earn an extra $100 when you were referred. Um, by a friend. And so that, as you see, they have one that kind of works both ways. So they're getting people to refer others, but they're also incentivizing those people that are referred by a friend. So just another great way to pull people into the system. Now, sharing also needs to be super easy. So whatever platform that you're thinking about going with, you need to make sure that it's just easy for people to promote. As we saw in those previous examples with Uber, Airbnb, just a couple clicks of a button where you can just click to invite friends, whether that's through email, chat, or text, or however you like it. It needs to be easy. And this is another great example here. Evernote, which is a note-taking system, they have a great referral program. And as you see, really easy. You can easily invite friends by just popping in their emails, and you can invite them via email by either importing your Gmail, Google contacts, or just spread the word on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. So just easily share. So these are some great examples of some very clean and easy ways that you should promote. And then as far as the friend experience, if your friends are referring others and the others are being invited to a product or service, you need to make it easy for them to understand what the offer is, what is the product or service. And this really kind of goes also in hand with creating some type of landing page where it's really clear what it is that you're offering, especially if these people are being referred by a friend. So, when you're thinking about the landing page, you may want to think more about, all right, if somebody's being referred by somebody, do I want to have them go straight to my homepage? Is that the most effective place? Or should I create a specific landing page that has some type of offer or just some other extra information to help pull these people? So you definitely want to think about that when you're thinking about your landing page and all the information that you're providing to these people. Now, overall, there's a number of strategies for success that I want to go through now. Guest blog posting, targeting influencers in your industry, giving people status of invites, and then creating a viral marketing email loop program. And that's something that I talked to you earlier about with regards to those transactional emails. Now, what is guest blog posting? Not sure how many of you guys are doing it, but what you can do is in a particular given niche, let's say you're selling women's fashion, what you can do is look for blog posting opportunities of people in your niche. So let's say you sell women's dresses. What you may want to do is approach bloggers or other non-competitive sites that are blogging about women's fashions, or people that will be interested, that have an audience that will be interested in your products and services, and just let them know you want to do a guest blog post for their blog. But what you can do, and the reason this comes into play with the referral program, is you can let them know that you also have a referral program, so that within the post that you write, you can have their referral link in there, so that if they send people your way that purchase, they can get some type of commission. So that's really an extra incentive. Not only are you providing them with valuable content for their site, a valuable blog post, but they can also earn a commission from joining your referral program. And the main thing with these guest posts is they need to be informational. They're not really geared to be just a big sales opportunity for you where you're just plugging your product, with every sentence. That's not what you want to do. You want to think about providing value to their readers, to their audience. But of course, you're going to want to get that link back to your site. That's really kind of an afterthought. The main thing is providing value to them and then letting them know that you got the referral program. And then, of course, naturally and organically, those referred sales will come to you. You should also think about providing your referral advocates, your affiliates, with statuses of their pending referrals. So if you've got some type of system where you'll be able to at least let them know where they stand, especially if you have a type of, maybe it's a service you're offering, like you see here, this is actually Airbnb, where it shows that in this particular example, this particular person has earned about 330 in pending travel credits. So you want to do something like this. If there's some type of period involved before somebody's commission can become active, let them know what it is that they can expect. So they're not just kind of hanging in there saying, oh, I haven't earned anything. Is it really worth me continuing to promote? This type of thing is really transparent, and it really can encourage people to continue to do more. And the last piece of advice here, as far as or one of the last pieces of advice is that I'll talk to you about as far as the benefits, are targeting influencers. Now, when people hear influencers, the first person or the first type of people that come to mind are celebrities like Kim Kardashian that you see here. But most people don't really realize that really anyone can be an influencer, and there's influencers in all levels that I want to cover for you now. So an influencer can be somebody that has an audience of just 10 people, all the way up to tens of thousands to millions of people. So there's various aspects of influencers. Now, of course, the likes of a Kim Kardashian and the whole Kardashian family, they're at the very top. They're considered mega influencers, and mega influencers are those people that have a social following of more than a million people. So what you can think about doing for your brand, if you're not in a position where you can approach the Kim Kardashians of the world, you can try to promote or recruit micro influencers. Now, micro influencers are people that have an audience of anywhere between 2,000 to 100,000 followers. And to give you an idea of what these type of people will expect as far as fees are concerned, or the things like that. One kind of stat that I did see is a typical micro influencer, if you were actually just looking for them to do a post on their Instagram, would charge anywhere between $137 to $250 per Instagram post to their audience. And so that just gives you a good idea of what you can expect. Now that all of those fees, that sounds reasonable. That's something that I know many businesses could afford. Now what you can do with these type of influencers is not only pay them to do a certain post, but another thing that you can do is this is where you can engage them into your affiliate program and get them to be an affiliate, and tell them, rather than paying you to do a post, why don't we just incentivize all of the sales that you send my way? So you can provide them with some type of promotional code that they can give out, a link they can share in various places, and then use your referral program to track that. So you're just incentivizing them for all of those solid referrals. So the only thing you're paying them for is for those commissions that you're paying out is only from those sales that they actually brought you. So that's one of the things that you can do with micro influencers. Now, the next level up, not quite as high as a mega influencer, but higher than a micro influencer, is a macro influencer. Now, a macro influencer is somebody that typically has more than at least 100,000 followers. And this is an example of one here. Renee Daniela is a macro influencer. She has well over 300,000 followers, and she promotes a variety of different brands. And this post here, she's actually promoting a wine company, but I think as you see at the top, it clearly shows that this is a paid promotion. With these types of macro influencers, to give you an idea of the fees and the things that they typically command per post, they would charge probably like $400 per post on average. But these types of macro influencers can really range, somebody that has just a few 100,000 followers across various networks to, to more than a million, or, to up to a million. And so it really just does vary. But as you see, there's a wide variety of influencers that are accessible for all types of businesses. And one of the things that you should also think about is that really, when you think about it, anyone with an audience is an influencer. That's the bottom line. Me and you, we're all influencers because we all have connections. We all have social connections, we have people in our circle, and we have people that listen to us. And so you have to think about this whole influencer realm as encompassing really all of us, because if you've got someone in your sphere of influence that has a certain audience, there's no telling where that could bring you. That can bring you sales, that can bring you contacts with other people, you name it. So just start to think of it like that, really we all are influencers. And so you really have to into your dig deep into your sphere of influence, and really see who you're connected with, and see who you could actually approach to be a part of your affiliate program, and then let them know what the value add is there. Now, you're probably wondering at this point, okay, sounds great. Macro influencers, micro influencers, mega influencers. What's the bottom line? How do I approach these people? Well, you're in luck, because these days there is a number of ways that you can do it. One of the ways is through influencer networks. Now, these days there are more and more of these popping up all the time. I did a Google search the other day, and I found at least 20 real quick that have platforms like this one. Influence.co is a particular platform, and basically they're kind of essentially like a matchmaking service between brands and influencers. And so they kind of hook up brands with influencers. This particular site will allow you to look at influencers in a particular niche. If you look here on the right, these are influencers. I just did a quick search for personal training, and this is what came up. And so you see influencers, you'll be able to see their social contacts, the categories that they're in. And with this particular site and these other types of networks, they do charge a fee. They do have some free services where you can actually search their database. But in order to get into direct contact with these influencers, you do have to have a paid plan. And that's how most of them work. But there are a few free components to these networks where you can at least do some searching and some due diligence. And so definitely highly recommend taking advantage of these resources. But if all else fails, you could always do your own grassroots influencer outreach. And I'll give you a great example. If you look here at the left, I just did an Instagram search on the hashtag Chicago fashion blogger. And what that returned was almost 50,000 posts, which is quite a lot. Now, that's a specific hashtag. Typically, anybody that uses that hashtag, they're obviously either a blogger, they're some type of fashion person, maybe they write for a magazine. Nobody's just going to use that hashtag haphazardly most of the time, So these are people that you could connect with. So let's say you're selling fashion in Chicago. It's a great way to try to find bloggers or influencers in your niche to, become affiliates of your particular brand. And so you just have to think about it. Think about what your niche is, think about different hashtags that you can use, and just do some searches. And then the bottom line is just do your own outreach. Try to reach them on the social networks, do direct messages with them via Instagram or Facebook, however you need to try to contact them, do that, and just get on a follow-up schedule to see if you can solidify some type of relationship. You can do the same type of search actually on Twitter as well. I did the same search and we got a lot of results as well with people that use that same hashtag, Chicago fashion blogger. So as you see, if I was a fashion business here, I'd really have my homework here for me. But of course, this is something that you could easily task out to somebody that works with your group, and have them go through and do all of this due diligence. Now, what I wanted to go through now is something that initially Vita touched on, and then she talked about those order emails. Like she mentioned, whenever somebody orders from your particular company, the only email that they're looking to see from you at that point is the confirmation email. What is it that they purchased? What's the shipping estimated time? They're going to want to look and confirm the pricing that they just paid. All of those transactional emails have typically the highest open rate of almost any email. That makes these emails some of the most relevant places to promote certain things. And one of these things can be your referral program. So what you can do is, of course, step one, make a valuable offer at the tail end of the sale. So even before these transactional emails go out, you can pitch your referral program on your order confirmation page. Let people know that you've got a referral program, maybe give them some offer where they can earn money off of future purchases and things like that. And then secondly, follow up with those confirmation emails, put like another soft offer when that initial order email goes out, have just a small blurb in there that says you got a referral program and what they can earn. And even the after delivery email, those emails that go out after the shipping has been done and that they've received the product. Follow-up emails are a great way to announce that you've got a referral program. And the last steps 4 and 5, are what I call a closing the loop email. And then the first one is where you've got the referral program already up and running. You've already had some people that have joined. You can go ahead and send these customers what would be considered a following the loop email. These customers that have already referred some people to you that have already earned a commission, go ahead and just send them a customized email saying, okay, last week you've earned, such and such commission. You earned $100 commission for these referrals. If you keep it up next week or next month, you can double that. So let them know where they're at and just give them an extra motivation to continue to refer. And then you can do another closing the loop email, maybe several weeks after that, where you've identified those top referral advocates and you would go ahead and let them know where they stand and what they can do to increase their rewards. So overall, the benefits of a referral program are it really does reduce your sales budget by just focusing on those satisfied customers that are willing to refer others, because those are going to be those customers that are going to have the highest level of engagement. Those are going to be the people that are really going to be your top brand advocates. It also generates leads that that you really would not otherwise have access to. Most of the time, you're not going to have access to someone's entire social network unless you incentivize them for doing that. It has a better overall ROI than most other marketing channels, and people typically feel more comfortable when a product or service is recommended by a friend or someone that you know. And that goes to the fact of what I stated earlier, because those people have already done the due diligence for them. They don't have to go through all of that grunt work to make a decision. And finally, you really just have to analyze and optimize what you're doing, just like any marketing effort, whether it has to do with the promotional materials that you provide, the promotional placement, the types of sharing channels that you're doing. You really need to keep your eye on everything. What is it that what channels are your advocates and your affiliates utilizing the most? And then, deciding what you need to do. If people are primarily promoting you on Facebook, try to come up with more creatives for that platform and just continually test and optimize over time. The bottom line is a referral program is really going to create almost an outsourced team of advocates that are going to be out there promoting your brand, and it's going to lead to increased traffic, increased sales, and just an overall increase in your brand awareness. So in conclusion, referral marketing is really a critical marketing channel that every business should explore. And so just to recap, I went through creating a compelling offer, which is super important because people aren't going to promote unless you've got something to offer them. You need to also come up with various ways to promote the program, make it easy for advocates to share. You should also personalize the friend experience, create a viral loop, monitor results, and optimize accordingly. And one of the things I didn't mention here is also take advantage of the various types of influencers, because we all have access to various influencers in our sphere. You just have to think about redefining what it means to you and really understanding that you have influencers right under your nose that you may not even realize. Now, just as I promised at the beginning, I do have a special bonus that I want to tell you guys about, and then I'll have Vita chime in with her bonus. Well, first of all, if you just go to osiaffiliate.com/webinar, those of you that are not existing customers can get a exciting 20% discount on any of our plans. So it's just osiaffiliate.com/webinar. Once you go to there, it'll take you to the pricing page and it'll discount each of the plans automatically. We're also, on top of that, the bonus item that I mentioned at the beginning that we're giving away is our free feedback software. It's our OSI feedback software. We're going to be giving it away free for a year. And this is a software solution where you will be able to use it to find out who your most loyal customers are. You can send out a 1-question email survey just like this and ask your customers how likely are they to recommend your business to your friends, to their friends and colleagues. And then based on their responses, you can either automatically sign them up for your referral program or give them that option. You can get more feedback from them, or you can immediately address any issues that they report if they rate you on the lower end of things. So definitely take advantage of that. The benefits of our software is we integrate with virtually everything: Shopify, BigCommerce, PayPal, and virtually any platform. Super easy to set up, and you can even integrate with a variety of different social networks, as well as set up promo codes that you can give out to affiliates. And real quick, before I let you guys go and turn it over to Vita, a few customer case studies we have. We have a gentleman on the left that was selling gift cards online, and he got such an increase with his referral program. His increase in sales was over 50%. He stopped doing his Google AdWords because that was not did not bring him more of a return than his referral program. And the gentleman on the right at listentoyourgut.com, when he purchased OmniStar, he really saw the value and was able to pay for, just within the value that he received within just a couple months. He got pure profit, and that really outweighed the expense that he had for our particular product. And then, so again, like I said, just go to the website address, osiaffiliate.com/webinar, to take advantage of that awesome offer. And we can help you out with getting everything set up. Once you get an account, we can help you with the OSI feedback survey software. Okay, great. Well, I hope you guys got a lot of value out of that. I'm going to turn it over to Vita, who has a final offer for you guys. And I'm excited to hear about it myself. So Vita, why don't you take it away and let us know about your offer?
Okay, thank you, Arlen. That was definitely very useful information that you shared. So, and really glad that we also found those touch points when it comes to like promoting the referral programs and stuff like that.
No problem.
Okay, so I should share my screen as well, right? So that I could just share the offer that we have. Wait, I think, yeah. Just a sec. Yeah, so I think that you should be able to see my screen, right? Um,
Yes, we can see it.
Yep. Good. Perfect. So yeah, what I just realized that probably I haven't done proper introduction or like recap. So what Omnisend is basically is, but that's very important before giving my extra bonus here. So yeah, so Omnisend is, as you might have understood, we are marketing automation platform with an omnichannel approach, which means that we do not only email marketing, which is a very usual case in like marketing automation industry, but we also add all those extra channels, and we give you this opportunity to really leverage them in order to drive more sales and build better relations with your customers. So really trusted by more than 50K e-commerce marketers and basically tailored for e-commerce. So that's definitely something that we are very distinguishing ourselves from other players in the market. Yeah, so the offer here and the bonus, the final bonus here is as well a bit of a incentive to try out Omnisend if you haven't done that yet. So we have a special discount Omni webinar, which you have to fill it in while upgrading to one of our paid plans. So really, to test out Omnisend is very easy. You just have to create an account, or if you have Shopify or BigCommerce store, then it's just one click away. You can install the app very easily, and then you have 14 days trial, free trial, that you can play around, see how you like the tool, and then if you decide to move forward with one of our paid plans, make sure you're using the discount code, which will definitely give you a 30% discount for 3 months. So hopefully that helps.
Okay,
Yep.
great, Vita. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, and then let's see here. So at this
Any
point,
questions?
yes, I think a few people did put in some questions here. I'm gonna just flip it back
Mhm.
my
Yeah,
screen real
please
quick
do.
here, and I will go through these questions here everyone asked. We do appreciate everyone hanging in here to the very end. And let's see here. Hold on one second. Okay, and let me see here. So the first question that I have here, it looks like, okay, if we intend to structure our program, can we reach out for help? Let's see, and I'm not sure if that's kind of geared for me or Vita, but I'll at least answer on my portion. As far as the setup and the structure of the program, of the referral program, we do here at OmniStar provide full support. One of the things that we do to set ourselves apart from a lot of our competitors is we do one-on-one onboarding sessions and ongoing support sessions through the life of your account, where you can schedule a meeting with anyone in our customer success team. And we do screen share sessions where we can step you through various features, help you out. You can share your screen as well. And that's something that you can take advantage of, not only at the setup phase, but through the life of the product. Anytime that you have an account with us, you can schedule those meetings with anyone in our customer success team. So that's what we provide as far as help with the setup. Vida, how about on your end?
Yeah, so basically, reach out for help. That's always, yeah, that's always possible. We have 24/7 support, which is always available. And you can reach that out via chat in the app. And if you are going further with some pro or enterprise plans, then we have account management as well, which is helping for onboarding, setting up the proper automation segments and all that kind of stuff. So we have that, and we always have available sources, in the knowledge base, and some other resources that are very helpful for our users and customers as well. So different kind of ways how we can basically help when someone is reaching out for us.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Let's see. Next question is someone was asking, with a $5.99 product price point and average order of $25, is a referral program worth it? So that definitely is in my category. So the product price is $5.99, and you said the average order is 25. My answer to that, and to most people, is definitely. I know your concern there is with a smaller price point. You said the $5.99 product price point and an average order of $25. You can always do a referral program. The main thing that you have to be concerned about is just the incentive. What is it that you're going to pay out? It doesn't have to be a commission. It doesn't have to be a cash commission or order total. If your margins are kind of tight based on your product pricing, it may be kind of hard for you to give away a 10, 15, or 20% commission. I know that can be kind of tough, but think about other ways that can excite people and get them to spread the word. If there's other products that you have that people would be interested in getting at a discount, think about that. Think about store credit, and think about even small incentives that you can offer, even if it isn't something where it's a percentage of an order total. So I would say it's definitely worthwhile. The bottom line with it is you're trying to get as many people as possible to spread the word, and people are going to be more encouraged to do it if you're offering them something, no matter what it is. If it's something even small, Eventually over time that's going to add up. But the one thing you have to keep in mind is that these are the sales that you would be getting that you wouldn't otherwise be getting. So you have to think of it like that and just see how you can fit it in. Okay, hope that answers that. Let's see. This next person actually had a series of questions. I know we're running at about an hour and a half there. We're running kind of late here, so I'll pick a couple of the best ones here and keep it moving. Okay. One question here is, what are the potential problems of not screening the potential affiliates? Good question, and I get that question all the time. Sometimes people are wondering, do we need to screen affiliates before giving them access? And it just depends. It depends on your niche, and it really depends on, yeah, who you're targeting. I mean, I guess one of the things as far as a potential problem of not screening it, I mean, for one, you could get people that are signing up just, taking up an account in your system and not really doing anything. I mean, that doesn't do you too much harm, but just kind of adding a separate entry into your system. But I guess at a worst case, a bad scenario would be somebody that is promoting, but not really representing your brand correctly. Maybe they're promoting alongside of some information that's not factual about your particular brand. And you may not want, of course, you wouldn't want your brand tarnished like that. So that would be a potential problem if you didn't screen people. But I would say that's a worst case. I hadn't really seen too many cases where somebody got an affiliate that was really kind of tarnishing their brand or was attempting to do it. But anything is possible these days. But that's just one thought there on that. Let's see. I'm going to move on to the next question there just to give everybody an opportunity. Somebody missed the 20% discount. Again, to get that discount, at least on our OmniStar side, it's just osiaffiliate.com/webinar to get the 20% discount. And I'll put it in the chat right before we close out. Okay, and I think this question is for Vida. Let's see. The question is, they want you to show, maybe you can briefly describe it. They're saying, can you show us how your system tracks the effectiveness of the channels we use through your system? So I guess, I don't know if you can sum that up, Vida. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, so I see the question by Lily, and she also adds that, yeah, based on our data, does it recommend a channel for our business? So both of those questions
Right.
probably. So
Right.
basically, yeah, on the effectiveness, it really depends on the channel that you are using and how you are using that channel. Are you using that in the automation workflow, or are you using that as a separate one? So it really depends on that. And for some channels, we definitely have the tracking, let's say for like some click-through rates and stuff like that. It really depends on the channel, and I would recommend for Lily just to contact me and we might yeah, be more precise here, because yeah, for sure we can do like really showing the product and stuff like that. As for the question, do we recommend a channels that might be used for the business? So we don't have some specific use cases, that we would recommending here, but on the other hand, there are some best practices that let's say, as in my examples, where we see some kind of best scenarios for some specific stages of your customer journey and how you can leverage different channels under one flow. So these are like, yeah, those examples that we can definitely recommend and give, but it really then depends on your industry or stuff like that to understand what works best. Or on the other hand, also what permissions you have to communicate with your customer, because in order to send, for example, Facebook Messenger or include that into your automation, you still need a permission to do that. Or to send a web push notification, you also firstly need to get the consent to do that, and only then you can send your message through that channel. So that's also very much important here. But Lily really recommend contacting me by email, which is veta@omnicent.com, and I'll be happy to help you, or one of my team members will help you for sure.
Thanks, Vita, for that. Appreciate that answer. And I think that may have just about wrapped us
It?
up. Yeah, I think that really is about it. We'll go ahead and close it out. We're running, like I said, on about 90 minutes now. And yeah, thank you, Vita, for joining us today in this definitely powerful and very insightful webinar that I hope the content will go a long way with our listeners. And everybody that did join, we will send out a copy of this presentation via video. Everybody will get a link to this as well, so you can refer back to it also. And yes, so I know Vita, you mentioned that people can contact you via your email by just
Yep.
going sending an email to Vita at omnisend.com. And anybody that wants to reach me, probably the easiest way to do it is through my website, where you can connect with me on any of my social channels or handles. You can just go to arlenrobinson.com, and you can get to all things Arlen, which include OmniStar and all of my social handles. And that's the best way to reach me. Just go to arlenrobinson.com and feel free to send me a message on your network of choice.
hmm Yeah, I just probably will add, because I saw that there was this one question regarding the guide that I shared. So asking, is it free? So really, that's a free one.
Okay.
So you can really find it on our website through some sign up form. So the only thing that we are asking for downloading that, well, that makes sense. Probably it's an email address. So yeah, just that. But it's free. You don't have to pay something extra or something like that. So hopefully that helps.
Okay, great. Yeah, we appreciate that clarification, Vita. All right, well, I think that wraps us up for today. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on this powerful webinar on how to 10x your business revenue through omnichannel marketing, automation, and referral marketing. And yeah, we will definitely let you guys know of any future webinars that we have.
Yeah, thank you. And have a successful holiday season, which is coming up so quickly.
Yes, it indeed is. Thank you, Vita.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Arlen, are you still here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if we're
Should
live
you
to
stop
everyone.
recording?
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Let me just stop that.